just begun.
I don't know how that song goes. But there
Yeah, that's all I know too. Just that little bit.
And video's going, but it should be here. Okay, there we go. All right. Here we go, everybody. The show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let me see your identification.
No!
We don't need to see his identification.
Of course. Nothing would make me moister.
The morning stream is battle-tested bayonets, bro.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the morning stream. It's August 6th, 2019. I'm Scott. He's Brian. Good morning.
Hello, Scott. Happy Tuesday to you.
It is Tuesday already, isn't it? Doesn't it feel like,
Yes.
oh, man, I know I always say this, but time is weird. It's just
Time is weird. Yes.
Just past
Yeah,
me like
I
just
know.
blurs
I
in the night. I hate it.
July went by like a thing. Hey, check this out. Kids in Aurora, Colorado are going back to school today.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
Wait, it's only
Yeah.
the 6th. How's that? I thought
I know.
I thought people went back in the fall. What is this?
No, apparently not.
This is
Go back-
madness.
no.
Madness, I
Go
say.
back now.
Madness. I don't know what we do here. Let's see. Salt. What do we find out? Salt Lake City School District.
Yep.
2019 start. Let's try that. Okay, so it looks like here in the beautiful Salt Lake Valley, if you're a kid, you'll be entering school. Oh. It looks like some are going back today as well. Oh, what?
Really, in your place too.
Yes,
Jeez.
madness, I
It
say.
just isn't fair. It just
No.
isn't fair. I mean, I guess if I was a kid, I'd be really bummed about this. But
Yeah.
does it mean they get out earlier now in June, right?
Oh.
I mean, are we getting to the point where soon they're going to get out in like May? They're going to go they're gonna start school in July and they're going to get out in May?
I
don't
guess
know.
so.
It's
I don't know
crazy.
why I keep shifting like this, but when we were kids, you were guaranteed a longer summer than this. That's dumb.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I mean, it certainly wasn't after Labor Day, but it was a lot closer to Labor Day. I mean, it was the end of August. We go back like in the, August 20th or 23rd or something like that. It was late.
It definitely felt more like the top of September than it did the very top of August. That's for sure.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
sorry, kids. Have fun. Meet your new teachers. Get your grades. Do your business. Work hard. And then all
That's
you
right.
parents who get to have free public babysitting all day. Well done. Good job.
Yeah.
You guys can all go get a mojito. And what do you do when you're a parent trying to get away?
As soon as the kids go, it's walk around the house wearing nothing but a robe, eating bonbons, and watching garbage television.
Do you have a robe you wander around the house in? Have we talked about this before?
I do have a robe.
Yeah.
I don't wear it too. I mean, I don't wander around the house in nothing or in less than, in close to nothing very often, especially now that Tristan and his girlfriend are back in the house.
Sure.
But if I have to let the dog out in the middle of the night, if it's before 2 a.m., I'll put the robe on. If it's between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., I won't even bother. I'll
Gotcha.
just, go out in my boxers, or actually I don't wear boxers, but
You don't wear
I
boxers?
go out
Are you the white? Are
No,
you
I
a
don't- I
whitey
don't wear
tighty? Are you
boxers.
whiter tighter? Is that?
no, actually, you know what I wear? I wear boxer briefs.
Oh, those are good. Yeah, I like.
Yeah,
those.
those kind of mid thigh.
Yeah.
I like those.
I like. So here's my. I've never
My
told.
boys need a home, Jerry.
I'm out there and I'm loving every minute of it.
Love it.
So I like to
You
wear.
know what this means, don't you? There's just a thin layer of gabardine separating us from him.
That's one of the best episodes they ever did. I like to wear like a sorry, JC Collin made me laugh. Boxer briefs make it feel like I'm wearing a diaper. I don't know about that, but
Oh, jeez.
I'll wear like a pair. I always wear a pair of like basketball shorts, like super loose, whatever basketball shorts, and like a t-shirt when I sleep. Because if I don't, when the burgle guy comes, then I want to be ready, dude. I want to be. I don't want to be a naked guy with a bat. I want to be a
Right.
dressed man with a
Right.
bat.
Because whether he
And-
sees your hoard World of Warcraft T-shirt or your bare chest,
Yeah. Yeah.
he will be equally amused.
I
is basically what-
think he'll be alarmed at how prepared I am. Like I'll be up, I'll have the bat in my hand. I will be scaring the living shite out of that guy.
Wow, I cannot sleep in a shirt. It's just too cumbersome, too confining.
Depends on the time of year. If it's summer, yeah, I get a little hot. And it annoys me. But if I'm in the winter, cozy T-shirt.
Okay. All right.
All right, that's more than we've ever told anybody. I do have a robe as well, but I hardly ever wear it. Kim's like, you should wear that more. I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of dumb. I always say it's kind of dumb. I don't want to walk around the house feeling like the Playboy Mansion. It's stupid.
Tina got me a really cool samurai robe when we were in Japan.
Yeah.
Like it's like the traditional,
Like
full-on
a kimono,
samurai
like a kimono style
robe.
robe?
No, a kimono is what women wear. It's like a gi. Is that what it's called? Let's see.
I used to have a kimono. Are you
Japanese.
telling me that I was wearing a kimono and it was never meant for me to wear? Is that what you're
I
telling me?
thought kimonos were women only.
I don't
right?
know. Now that you say it, I think you might be right. I'm going to look it up. Kimono. It's also a town.
No, you know what? Japanese men's yukata kimono robe. I think yukata, but they're saying yukata and kimono are
Here's
interchangeable on like
dudes. I see some
Amazon.
dudes wearing something that looks just like a kimono, except it's, it's not floral and stuff. It's like black or, some
Yeah.
sort of single tone color or whatever. All right. Well, I don't feel so bad.
yeah.
now.
The one I have is just straight dark gray, no patterns or anything on it.
Well, my mom and dad went to Japan when I was like 12, and they brought home kimonos for everybody, and so I had one. So you scared me for a minute and made me think I was 12 and wearing a girl's thing.
Oh, here we go.
Yee.
Talizarel says, Tally Zorel says, kimono is formal, yukata is not. So, but they're both unisex.
Mm-hmm.
Talia, like
Are they?
basically
Might be.
kimonos and yukatas. That's what I'm asking.
Could be. And the Koreans have their own thing, and my brother had one of these, and it's a fancy, like, oh man, the king has come to visit. Let's have a banquet. Like, it's crazy formal. I don't think the Koreans have anything that's like not formal. Is it called a yeet? Or is that just you going yeet?
Yeet.
Well, anyway, I'm not really
right.
I'm not really a robe guy. I don't care about them that much. I feel funny wearing it, so when I do, it's a rarity. But yeah, I'm not going to besmirch anyone.
I don't
else's.
always wear a kimono, but when I do, it's spectacular.
Yeah, a hanbok. That's it. The Korean robe is a
There we
hanbok.
go.
Yeah.
So Talia says unisex and typically women tie in the back and men in the front.
Oh,
yeah.
that's how you know who you're dealing with. You got a little.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You got a very androgynous looking Japanese guy, and you're like, wait a minute, where's his robe tied? It's in the front.
Where do you tie your robe?
He's a man. Oh wait, women in the front, or no, men in the front, women in the back.
Right, women in the back, men in the front.
All right. That's how I load my buses.
8 show titles just came from that entire discussion right there.
Exactly. Well done, everybody. All right. So I got a question. We have lawyers who listen to the show. I know that for a fact because they write in sometimes. I think Legal Geek listens to the show. I would be curious if he or anyone else listening could tell me the legality of what I'm about to describe. So I know that you're not supposed to drive and text. Okay.
Yes.
If you see somebody in their car, they're looking at their phone. They're supposed to be driving.
That's bad.
It's bad,
Playing
right?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Playing Wizards Unite.
Yeah. Is anyone
all
playing
that
that now?
stuff.
Is Wizards Unite being played? Is anyone playing
I
that?
think people are still playing it. I think there are even still people in our listening audience who play it.
Okay, so it's going okay then. I don't want it to fail.
Going all
I
right.
just feel like
I mean it's
I feel like it came and went and nobody cared all that much, but maybe they
they're
did.
they figured out the Pokemon Go thing. Like, all right, we need to keep creating new content. We need to keep creating challenges and raids and things like that.
Right.
Special events, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So
like
they're
any
constantly doing
live
stuff.
game, they'll keep updating it and doing stuff.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
exactly.
Well,
They're doing a
anyway,
better job of that.
so here's the question. So I know that's illegal if you're driving, especially I think it's state by state, has varying laws, but most states have some sort of something on the books that says you can't text and drive.
Right.
Here, in my area this morning as I was driving back from the train, which is why I was a tiny bit late for the show today. I got behind a biker. Now, normally the bikers, they have a path, so I don't know why he's out on the road.
Okay, so cyclists.
Cyclists,
as
like
opposed
you,
to
like
a
you on
motorcycle.
yeah,
Yes.
like you on your bike, riding your bike,
Sure.
and you know the whole gear and the helmet and the whatnot.
Yes.
And they're in front of me in the middle of the lane, and that's also fine. It's legal for them to do that. You have to be careful, and I back way off, make sure I'm kind of staying out of their way and stuff, giving them full right of way and everything.
So they don't have a bike lane on this street that you're on.
They
have to
kind
share
of they have
the-
a sidewalk, but it's not really a bike lane, so I could see why they're out in the. It's not
Okay.
like that part didn't bother me. What bothered me is about 2 seconds after he pulled out in front of me, he's riding along and then he reaches into his side strap thing, pocket unit, and pulls out his phone. And then one-handed is texting while the other hand's on the wheel, texting to somebody back and forth. And that went on for a good, 3 blocks.
Really?
That's got to be, that's not legal, right?
You're not supposed to do that. No, you're not even supposed to wear earbuds. Like the bone conduction things I have are okay because they allow you to hear traffic and hear,
Right. It's almost like you're just hearing music in a
road
room,
noise.
kind of, or whatever. Right.
Right, exactly. No, you're not supposed to text while you cycle either. It's just as dangerous. I mean, you could, you take your eyes off the road to text, you're going to run into a car or a pole or something like that. So, no, I think it's. I don't know if it's legal or illegal, or if it's just frowned upon or frowned upon seems like the wrong way to put it, but I mean if it's just like discouraged, you shouldn't do that. I think it might actually be.
I think it should be illegal. It should be.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not.
There ought to be a law.
It may not be federal, but it's probably local. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. But here's the deal. I got up to the point where I had to turn, and that meant that I got parallel with this biker.
Yeah.
And I rolled down my window, thinking I was gonna say something like, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing that," something. I was gonna say something.
Right.
And instead, I got there, rolled down the window, and I got up next to him, went, and I couldn't say anything. I got flustered. I lost my nerve, and I just turned in and went home.
No.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
annoying.
I mean, you could roll your window down and say, "Hey, dude, you should probably be careful and not do that while you're riding."
I couldn't
You
think of what
shouldn't
to
be texting
say.
while you're riding, dude. Yeah,
I didn't know what to say. You're right. That is exactly what I should have said, but I just didn't say anything, and so
I know.
now here they are, probably halfway up South Jordan, just riding along still, probably checking their texts.
Well, hopefully they haven't gotten in an accident because of their dealings,
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
their communication.
I don't wish that on anyone, but still,
No,
be careful out there, everybody. Be careful.
exactly. Be careful.
All right,
Let's be careful out there.
we're gonna do we're gonna do something fun today. Hold on,
Yes.
we haven't done this in a while. This the sounder here, so I'm gonna do it real quick. How about this one?
For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values.
All right, that's a good one. Jamie, TMS Mashups on the show, sent us packages, and in these packages was a nice letter, beautifully printed with a border and everything. Look at this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's very cool.
He says
Like
this.
it's like we got a quest from in World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, very much so. So this is what he's done. This is a little chart. He says, Scott and Brian, recently my wife and I visited a local licorice store in Granville Island here in Vancouver, British Columbia. They had literally 100 different varieties of licorice, including Scott's favorite, black. I've been wanting to get some for you to try on the show for a while now, so here's my offering. He says he's personally laid them out starting from lightest to the insane skull variant, which has a challenge of its own. You should try these one at a time and go down the list until you get to the end. The skulls are a special salted black licorice that come with their own special challenge. You must have them in your mouth for 10 seconds before apparently you spit them out, as I'm sure Scott would do. Let's see. Apparently, once you get past the salty exterior, there is a nice hard candy center. Enjoy, my friends. TMS Masters. P.S. I wonder if Scott will ever find those chips I sent. I don't know. It seems unlikely at this point.
Yeah, at this point, probably not.
All right. So, School Chalk, Duo Drop, Soft Bites, Brown Beehives, Triple Zout Bricks, and Skulls.
Yes. So now, do we want to? So we have Babble Royale tomorrow, but we have nothing Thursday right? In the pre-show stuff.
For as far
What
as
do you
I
think
know,
we
yeah.
do? Yeah, we do 3 today and 3 Thursday.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. How do you know which? I know he's got pictures of the things, but I can't tell.
Well, school chalk is pretty obvious. It looks like school chalk.
Oh yeah. All right. So there's 2 of those in here. I'll just eat one.
Right.
I'm not gonna eat both.
Yeah. No. I think.
Are they? Oh, this bag. Oh.
Wow, this really does look and feel like school chalk. It doesn't. It's not like a white squishy licorice. It looks like a piece of chalk that you'd find on the board.
And
it's kind of
feels
funny.
chalky.
You could actually, huh?
It feels chalky too, doesn't it? Has a
It
feel of
does.
it.
Yeah. Like you could put this on at school on the board, walk up as a joke and just start eating it.
Oh, yeah. Or as a joke, make the teacher pick it up and start to draw with it. That'd be funny.
Right.
All right, so we'll give this one a try. It says licorice with a hint of mint.
All right.
So this is a mint, not a hint, but it is a hint of mint.
Licorice with a hint of mint.
All right, here it goes. Oh, it's got a hard exterior there.
Oh, it does. Yep. Oh, this is cool. It's like a
Ugh.
It's like an Ike and Mike or what? No, not
Yeah, Oh no, those are called something else. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
What are those called? Get them at movie theaters.
Good and plenty.
Good and plenties. They were neither good nor plenty, by the way. I don't know if you know what it is black licorice flavor. That's the problem.
Once upon a time there was an engineer.
Ugh.
Choo Choo Charlie was his name. We hear.
Oh, I don't like it.
He drove his train and he made it fun because he gave good and plenty candies to everyone.
To everyone. Is that the rest of it? All right. Let's do the.
Charlie says, "Love my good and plenty." Charlie says, "Really fills the bill." No, what is that?
I don't know.
There's a whole good and plenty song with Choo Choo Charlie. Hold on, I'm finding this
I
thing.
probably have it in my collection. I have all this kind of stuff. Hold on.
You use good and plenty candies to make it run. Here we go. Here it is. I'm putting it in our
Charlie.
Discord.
Because he has a lot of chutzpah.
No.
There it is.
I know every inch of him.
Wait, did
Here
you?
you go.
where-
Click that guy.
Okay, did you put it in the thing? Where'd you put it?
They put it in our disc. Oh, I guess I put it in the Discord of the Marvel Strike Force thing that I'm playing. That I've been playing.
Oops. They're all going to be like, what the hell is this?
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to play a little bit here, folks. Enjoy.
Once upon a time there was an engineer.
Choo-choo Charlie was his name, we hear.
He had an engine and he sure had fun. He's good and plenty candy to make his train run.
Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Charlie says, really rings the bell.
Yeah, this is a. I think I have that cap somewhere. I just don't know what I called it.
Yeah. Charlie says.
Charlie says, I'm a piece of shit. Charlie says.
All right, now duo drops.
Yeah, what are
I'm looking
these?
at the picture here.
I can't tell. I mean, it looks like these these kind of caramel colored ones mixed with something.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the ones that look like Dr. Mario pills that have half of them are black, half of them are brown.
Oh,
You see that one?
Yeah, Dr. Mario. Look, everybody, it is. You'd rotate this.
Bloop.
Yep.
Bloop, bloop,
Solve the
bloop,
puzzle.
bloop, bloop.
He's not a real doctor. Everyone be careful. If
Not a
Dr.
real,
Mario.
not a real doctor.
No. All right. So I don't know
All
what
right,
to
here we
think
go.
here. Just eat the whole thing, right?
I think so. Yeah,
All right.
half wine gum, half licorice.
Wine gum.
Wine gum. Yeah, it's like a gummy on one side, and it's a black licorice on the other.
I think I like it.
Yeah.
I think I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that better than school
It's
chalk.
a good balance. Yeah.
School chalk was gross.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, and there's 2 of everything in here. That's cool.
Right.
I'm gonna let Kim have these. She likes. Oh, I can tell which ones are the bad ones. It's these salty looking.
No, the bad one is in a separate bag.
Oh, oh man. Wait.
So it's
Oh yeah, look at that thing. And there's only one, and it looks nightmarish.
It's a skull. That'll be Thursday, right before Therapy Thursday.
We're gonna die.
Or, do we have Wendy this week, or is she still out?
She's back this week.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think.
All right, this last one is the Soft Bites.
Okay.
Great Chew / Bonbons.
All right, these are the gold-looking ones.
No, it's the one that looks like a gray rock.
Oh. Wait, that isn't... Oh, okay. Yep, I'm looking at the wrong picture. Okay, so these look salty, but maybe they're not.
Yeah, because the triple Zout bricks look like the salty ones.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Here we go. Well, these aren't salty. These are great chew bonbons.
All right, I don't know what to think of it.
Just like a sugar on the outside. It's not as
It's not so bad.
no, it's also not chewy. Almost has a medicine flavor to it.
Yeah, and even the consistency is kind of like that weird gum you'd get from your doctor to help settle your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is something old people eat in like old folks' homes, care homes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
one's
reminds
not
me.
my favorite.
This reminds me of my grandma's house for some reason, but not in the best way.
No, I think the Duo Drops so far are my favorite.
Yeah, Duo Drops win. The freaking Nard Nugget thing we just had, it's not great, but okay. School Chalk depends on your taste for dark chocolate. If you like that, or onion chocolate. Black licorice, rather.
I mean, that was really just a good and plenty.
Yeah, if you like black licorice, you're going to yeah, that way it really was. It was like a fancy, thicker, good and plenty that you could also trick somebody with their chalk.
That's right.
So
I think Thursday, what we've done is we've had probably all the good ones, and now we're gonna have all the bad ones Thursday.
Yep. So we got brown beehives, triples out bricks, and skulls are our remainers. And
That's
these
right.
are these
and
are
the
awesome.
skulls have a 10-second challenge of keeping them in our mouths for 10 seconds.
Gosh, I'm sure I can do it, but I may die after.
Yeah.
You think you'll?
I don't even know.
You're not going to gag. This isn't like a Brian gag thing, is it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's from the sounds of it, it's just a very salty black licorice. And we've had those. Do you remember those volcano monkey things that we got? We got a bag of volcano monkey.
Oh yeah, I remember
licorice.
those.
Those were horrendous.
Yeah, those were the worst
But
things.
still-
I have a
but I
feeling.
still ate full one.
I still feel like this might be what that is. This is going to
Yeah,
be some
might
like traditional Swedish. We hate everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what's going to happen there.
I need give me one of those disgusting Harry Potter barf beans to get the flavor out of my mouth.
Those are so bad. I'll never eat one of those again. I did that by accident. It was one of those bags where it was a mystery and you didn't know if you were going to get one or not. And I got one and I wanted to perish. I wanted to die.
Oh.
Here, wait. There we go. There's Brian. That's what I'll do next week.
That's me. I think that I can't remember what that was, but that was something I did not like.
Yep. That wasn't
That
you.
was not me.
That wasn't you. I don't know what that was. All right. This says Hogan gagging. Hogan gagging. I don't know what that was. I have no idea.
Okay.
Here's Bruce Lee gagging. All right. Here's what's who's the guy that had the shotgun and the Lisa Bonet? What was his name?
Oh, Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. Here's him gagging. Okay, and then and then here's Daryl gagging. All right, we love that. That's the one we hate the most.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done, Jeannie.
Jeannie muted.
Jeannie, you're good. It's done.
There's no way she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
She has no idea. I could just do it any time during the show today, and she'd be caught off guard.
That's right. Just like completely random spot.
For listeners at home, Jeannie, our number one mod in our chat room, and good friend of the show, she cannot abide gag noises. So we won't tease her anymore, but it's kind of fun sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, that was all well and good.
That was fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Jamie. We appreciate it. We'll continue
A
down
fun
that.
walk down Licorice Lane.
Yep. We'll continue down that dark road tomorrow. Whoops. Play that normal.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
Let's do some news brought to you by.
Today's show goes out to Jules. We wish her and her family the best as they deal with the loss of their grandmother.
Oh, such a bummer. She's so nice. Jules is so nice. She's one of the nicest people in our community. And I guess this was a long time coming. They knew she was sort of on her last run, but it still sucks.
Yeah. Aww.
That sucks. One day, that'll be me, and Van will be hopefully in his 50s, 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a morbid thought, Scott.
I know it is, isn't it? That's where I go. That's where I like to go. Nice and morbid. All right, let's get to the news here. Let's talk about Ohio.
Ohio
man allegedly used a demand note with his full name and address to rob a bank.
Oh, smart guy.
Yeah. Here's a tip for aspiring bank robbers, says this article from Fox 10 Phoenix. Don't let your real name on the slip of paper, or put it on a slip of paper that you're using to demand other people's money. Michael Harrell, age 54, aren't they always, allegedly tried ordering a teller to hand over the cash from the U.S. bank location in Cleveland around 11 a.m. This was on Monday, according to the FBI. The FBI! Yeah. He's accused of passing a note to a teller, but the note was written on the back of a document from the Ohio Board of Motor Vehicles, complete with the alleged crook's full name and his address.
He used his. Wow, that's well done. Bring in a letter from home and use that for your note.
Yeah, right on the back of your freaking legal note.
That's right. I'm going to need that back. Can I have that back too when you give me the money?
Here's another note asking for it.
That's right.
Let's see. He's accused of passing.
I was yesterday, and I think I left something here.
Oh my gosh, this guy. When the teller took the note and looked at it and looked on the other side, she saw the name. She had used a note that he had used earlier at the BMV. I think they mean DMV.
The Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
Oh, Bureau of Motor Vehicles. How come they call it that, but we call it DMV?
We call it the Division of Motor Vehicles? Is that right? Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they like the Bureau.
I suppose.
The Bureau.
Here in Cleveland.
Brian.
Yes. The teller referred to Harrell by his name and gave him an unknown amount of money before calling 911. Investigators reportedly confirmed Harrell's identity on security cameras and issued a warrant for his arrest. No further updates at this time.
Oh, I guess we could just go right to his address. We don't even need to really look him up in the system.
Nope. Looks suspiciously like someone we know in Cleveland. Len.
Oh, really?
Len Peralta.
Peralta, does he look like Len Peralta? Oh, my God.
A little bit. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it was him, but I'm saying maybe it was him.
Well, somebody please think of the 14 kids that the Peraltas have.
They really do. They have 7, I think, or 8.
7, yeah.
Is it 8 or 7? 7. 8? 7.
I think 7.
I think 2 are out of the house now.
I know at this point they have to send me 2 Christmas cards with photos.
There's not enough room.
It's got to be 2. Right, exactly.
Right, you got to do a panoramic
they have to send me like an 8.5 by 11 poster.
Right. You just do like this, do a panoramic. And,
right, exactly, yes.
Yeah, he's got a big family. But they're all adorable and really nice, apparently, so I guess he's doing well with them.
Yes.
Good job, Dad.
Kaizoku says, and he's super sensitive about people making fun of them? Really? I hope not. I don't think we're certainly not making fun of the children. We're really just laughing at the quantity.
Oh yeah, no, dude.
But we do appreciate the quality of his children.
Oh, of course.
In addition to the quantity.
Plus, Len is a great old friend. Like we're teasing in friendship. He knows. We tease him about this all the time. He totally gets it.
Exactly.
That stuff rolls off his back. Plus, like I said, I don't know if anyone's seen his son's paintings. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
He makes all of us look bad. He makes his dad, a great artist, looks terrible compared to his son. I look bad. Everyone I know looks bad. It's insane, his paintings. If you haven't seen them, it's Maximilian Peralta. Mm-hmm. And he's at art school now or something.
And his drawing is turned up to the max.
Oh, see, I see what you did there.
Yes, you like that?
Yeah, I do. It's he is freaking fantastic. I mean, it is something to see. He's going to go places, I'm telling you that right now.
And if you've heard the phrase "What's the baby using?" and I know there's a Skyhawk song that Eric Van Skyhawk did. "What's the baby using?" There's a video out there of people like Jonathan Colton and me getting asked what the baby's using, taken back at the Coverville 500.
I might have it.
There you go.
Let me see if I have it. What's the baby using? Yeah, I have it right here. It's on Function and Function Remixed.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, the 200 the version of, so they have a song in here called 200, or he does, and it was for the 200th episode of
Extra Life
Radio. That's crazy. Anyway, here it is. Just a taste of Where'd It Go? What's the baby? I can't find it. It was right here on the album, and now it's not. Oh, there it is. What's the baby using? The Neurofunk remix. skip ahead a little. It's a weird mix. It doesn't actually do the words. The words are.
I think at the very end, doesn't it do? What's the baby using?
25.
Something like that.
The remix is weird.
I can't find the video either. There's a YouTube video out there somewhere with
Well, here's the original album that we did. I did the album art for it. I forgot I did that. 2011. Holy hell. Here it is. What's
Flight
the
Test,
baby?
or what's it called? What's the name of that album?
Function.
Function, that's right.
Here we go. This is the legit one. No.
Yeah.
Play that whole. What are we doing here? Okay, here we go. There you go. What is the baby using? And then eventually goes 25. There it is, 25. Anyway, yeah, those are good albums. They're on Spotify and freaking Apple Music. If you guys want to go get those, they're great.
There you go. Oh, here we go. And here's the what's the baby using video.
Oh yeah. You'll be in that.
I'm in that.
I think Jonathan Colton's in that.
Jonathan Colton's in that too. There you go. Put it in our Discord.
Nice. Yeah, you guys need to see this. I put it in chat too, so those guys can see it.
There you go.
My favorite thing Eric did was this, though, when his kid was little. I just want to play a little bit of it. I love this. If I can get it going. There you go. So the whole thing is just like samples of his kid making baby noises. It's awesome. It's really
That's
good.
so cute.
He's
So
really
cute.
Talented bastard, that Eric Van Skyhawk. Yes. Anyway, that was a fun little detour. Now let's get back to the news, everybody.
Back to the news.
Jeffrey Epstein. You know Jeffrey Epstein in the, you know him.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, class act, that Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, sex trafficking, pedophile, molester man, that whole deal.
Yep.
And billionaire, I should mention. They're only, the only thing scarier than a pedophile is a billionaire pedophile, in my opinion.
Right, because they have the means.
Yeah.
To do it.
Well, here's his deal. He apparently hoped to seed the human race with his DNA. Jeffrey Epstein.
His goal?
Yeah, I guess that was his goal. The wealthy financier is also accused of sex trafficking. Had an unusual dream. He hoped to seed the human race with his DNA by impregnating women at his vast New Mexico ranch. Over the years, confided to scientists and others about his scheme, according to 4 people familiar with his thinking, although there's no evidence that it came to any sort of fruition, which is probably good for all of us. His vision reflected the long-standing fascination with what has become known as transhumanism, the science of improving the human population through technologies like genetic engineering and artificial intelligence. Critics have likened transhumanism to modern-day version of eugenics, which is a gnarly bit of history. If you don't know much about it, just, the Mengele
Google
experience.
eugenics, yeah.
Yeah. The stuff Mengele was doing in the war is pretty bad.
Right.
This was a discredited field of improving the human race through controlled breeding. I was just listening to something yesterday about how the kind of tests they did on twins in there. Man, Mengele he was bad, dude. He was so bad. I mean, I know he was yes, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, just back to Epstein here. I mean, this isn't some offhand thing like, he's at a party having drinks with somebody. He's like, yeah, my plan is to spawn millions and millions of children with women all around the world to see the human race with me.
You're right. Yeah.
Like, I want to be like Attila the Hun. Was it Attila the Hun? No, who was it?
Attila the Hun. No, not Attila the Hun.
Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan is supposed to be like everybody's answer. Like 1/3 of our ancestor, 1/3 of the population of the world is Genghis Khan as an ancestor.
Yeah, is that? I mean,
I don't know if that's really true. That's probably a really good Snopes.
I hope it didn't work. I hope it didn't work out for him. You know what I mean? Like I hope I hope it's just a rumor that we all got a little bit of Khan in us.
Yeah.
Uh,
A little bit of con. A little bit of con.
con.
Oh,
Yeah.
TVZ Gun says it is. It's like 6% or so. It's not really.
Oh,
You know,
well,
one-third,
still,
but
that's a lot.
Still a pretty significant percentage.
Yeah, multi-billions of people have lived on this planet. You're telling me I get 6% of him?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
He was
I don't
not a
like
nice
that at all.
man. But also, Jeffrey Epstein's a complete d-bag. And if I here's the science experiment I'd like them to do with him. You ready for this? Here's what they should do with Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
They should freeze his wiener and then hit it with a ball peen hammer.
Especially the peen.
The peen part. And then
The
just
peen
shatter
part.
it. Just shatter it like glass. And you're done.
Sure, I
That's
like
it.
that. I think it's a great idea.
And then put him in prison because he belongs there as well. Do all the things you got to do. Do not like that man.
I'm curious about how many slices with a really thin, like salami slicer.
Mm-hmm.
How many slices can you take off of a person before they die?
Well, it's really a blood loss and a shock thing, right? So
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So
if you drugged him up,
1, 2, 3.
Three slices
Start with
to
the-
an
Start with
Epstein.
the butt. Yeah. Start with the butt and.
No, do like the you know the one where they take a cadaver to study.
Oh yeah,
and
right. And
do
they
the little
like
thin
slices, so they
slices.
can do that whole.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen that video of like all the slices one right after another, where you're like basically
You're going through the
you're
body,
traveling down. Yeah.
and the spine's always there in your face and everything. It's really weird.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever. That guy
This really got morbid.
kind of, but just that guy should just rot in jail, and then his wiener shouldn't work anymore. Is all I'm saying. However you do that, whatever you got to do there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Amazon in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but something weird happened here. Amazon was allegedly scammed out of $375,000 by a 22-year-old kid's return shipments of dirt.
That kid's name was Indiana Jones.
Every time you get a package, I do this.
Yeah, do this.
Figure it out.
He'd weigh it in his hands and see.
Let's see. 22-year-old has been arrested, so I guess the scam is over, for allegedly trying to scam the largest internet retailer out of money, which totaled about $370,000, by sending return packages filled with nothing but dirt. James Gilbert Quartang of Palma de Mallorca, Spain. I'm getting none of these
Palma
names.
de Mallorca.
Thank you.
Mallorca.
Mallorca. Yeah, that's what you say. It's when you're at SeaWorld and the big whale dies, you go, Mallorca!
Mallorca!
What has happened to Mallorca? Anyway, so he let's see, allegedly swindled Amazon opens a new window by filling up. What is that a thing?
No, I think opens a new window is text from the page that you copied it from.
Yeah, but it's right in the
Swindled Amazon by filling. So like take opens a new window out and says swindled Amazon by filling up the ordered items box.
Yeah, how is that in that paragraph though? That's really weird. Anyway, by filling up the ordered item boxes with dirt and registering with the exact weight of the product. So he really was Indiana Jonesing it, except actually measuring it. He would then receive a refund from Amazon and sell the original item, according to El Español opens a new window.
See, it's links. Okay, so it's it's the they're using alt text in the links. El Español opens a new window.
Normally they don't copy, but this website must.
And El Diario de Mallorca with his arms wide open.
His arms open when the walls fell. The return packages ended up sitting around Amazon's warehouses where they aren't checked very often. Because that's what would happen, right? Your returns that come in, you just put them to the side, filter through them later. And then if you have enough returns and you only every 10 or so had dirt in it, I mean, you're not even going to be...
No, you would basically need to do this all at once. Like you couldn't like do it, over the course of several weeks. You'd have to like say, all right, buy this expensive laptop, buy this, expensive this super pricey thing here, and then get it, but then do like all the returns on the same day. I did my first return. When was it? It was Friday.
Your first ever?
No. My first return from Amazon with Kohl's. So Kohl's now, you can just walk into Kohl's and return something that you got on Amazon.
What?
You have to start the return on Amazon.com.
Right, but it's
then
a
they give you
Kohl's
a little
item,
thing.
right? It's a Kohl's product.
No. This was a little desk, a key charger for my desk. Coincidentally, I now have a really cool travel one. I have a cool one for my desk. That went on sale about 3 hours after I placed my order on Amazon, and I tried to go and cancel it, and it wouldn't allow it. So I ordered the second one. First one arrived on Friday. I took it out of the package, drove up to started the return on Amazon, had the little email from Amazon on my phone, which has like a QR code. You walk up to customer service, they scan the code, you hand them the item. She didn't even open the box. I could have filled that with dirt, honestly.
Yeah, you could have. It's like this kid.
Yeah, exactly.
But Deus del DeMarco, or wherever he's from. Yeah, I'm reading right here. It says, okay, now accepting Amazon returns at Kohl's. We'll pack up and ship it for free. Start it at Amazon. Meet us at the store.
You just drive it to Amazon or drive it to Kohl's, and you don't have to box it. You don't have to print a label. You just give them the item. You don't even have to give them the Amazon box or bag that it came in.
No way.
Yeah.
Why is this? Who they got a deal going with them? They don't own them. I don't.
They must. And they gave me a 20%. No, it was $10 with a purchase of $20. I can't remember. They gave me some coupon for doing that, for returning an item using Kohl's, and I turned around and went and bought a pair of swim trunks for my trip.
Nice.
New pair of swim trunks.
What kind? You get the bikini tidy little tidy? No,
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little grape smugglers. No, I'm not wearing those. I got
grape smugglers.
I guess plum smugglers. Let's be honest. No, it's I got a pair of board shorts, really cool ones with Hawaiian prints on them.
Nice.
Oh, a Hawaiian prince.
A Hawaiian prince on them.
Hello, I'm Prince Kamehameha.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I'm Brian's pants.
So you, I didn't know this was a thing. This makes me happy because I do returns all the time, and I would much rather do this than go to UPS, print the stupid label, blah blah blah.
Oh, it's such a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You know?
So just the QR code that you get with the Amazon thing. That's it.
You just basically start the process on Amazon. You get an email, QR code in the email. You drive up to the Kohl's, and our Kohl's is so close. If I can launch a drone from my house and hit a Kohl's in about a minute. It's that close. It's like I can see Kohl's from my house.
It's Americans' air superiority are hard at work there.
That's right. Exactly.
My wife needs an excuse to go to a Kohl's. This is just going to be.
Yeah, I know.
This is bad.
Because while I was returning it, Tina was buying clothes for the trip.
That's why they're doing this. That's why they're doing this. They're getting foot
They totally
traffic.
are. Yeah, because they know they'll get you in the store to buy more stuff. Of course.
Amazon said, "I'll bet this is what happened." Kohl's went to them and said, "Hi, we're a huge retailer, and you guys are huge on the internet. What if we took care of this one little painful thing that you guys always have to deal with,
right?
And it would drive people to our store." Of course, Amazon said yes to this.
It's a win-win. I guess win-win-win. Amazon, Kohl's, and really even the consumer wins because it's an easier way to return something.
Yeah. It says here available at all Kohl's stores locations, excluding Anchorage, Alaska. Sorry,
Anchorage.
Anchorage. Do you even have a Kohl's? Do you even lift?
do even Kohl's, bro?
Yeah, even Kohl's, bro. Yeah. All right, and then final news here. This is good news, I guess, for this French inventor guy because he had a couple of failed attempts. A French inventor has finally crossed the English Channel on a hoverboard. After a failed attempt at the end of July, French inventor Frankie Zapata.
Yeah. Why does that look so close to Frank Zappa? It's almost like if you were Frank Zappa and you faked your death, wouldn't you go by the name Frankie Zapata?
Yeah. Does he have a huge, gnarly gray beard? And, maybe it is him. We don't know.
Frank Zappa didn't have a beard, Scott. He had a mustache and a soul patch.
You're
but,
right.
No beard.
Lots of curly hair, right?
Lots of curly hair. Yep.
Yeah. What's Dweezil doing these days? Dweezil Zappa.
Who knows? Or Moon Unit.
Moon Unit. Are they just sitting around going, what was her song? The Valley
Girl
song?
was her big song.
Yeah, that was bad.
No, it wasn't.
It was
bad.
Great. It was bad.
Oh my God, Scott! It was so gnarly.
Oh, it sucks so bad. That's not Frank Zappa's legacy to go and say.
Sure, it is because he did the song with her. Like the song is really his with her vocals.
He wrote that?
Yes,
Well,
he wrote it and arranged it. All she did was, talk for 3 minutes
All
on
right.
a microphone.
Well, I don't have.
Went down the gallery.
That sucks. I hate it because it was just making fun of a trend in like vocal crap at the time. It's just dumb.
Well, what does the fox say, Scott?
That's also dumb. Also dumb.
But it's a moment in history. It's it's hide your kids, hide your wife. It's something that we loved at the time, and we've moved past it, and now it just kind of acts as a little milestone.
But who loved
When your
it?
kids, if your kids ask you like, what were Valley Girls like, or maybe Van grows up and hears something about a Valley Girl, he says, Grandpa Scott, what did Valley Girls sound like? You can say, well, I have a song that I can play for you.
Come over here, as her name was Moon Unit. And her dad was famous for music, but she was shitty then and now.
See, perfect. I think this is great.
All right. I don't know. I always hated
We
that.
we did a great episode of Soundography on Frank Zappa. I'd never listened to more than just like, a handful of songs, except for the entire album of Apostrophe, which I think is his one of his best, which has got the the Eskimo Nanook rubs it, and Don't Eat the Yellow Snow, and St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast, and
that's
such
cool.
a great album.
By the way, just quick note about Dweezil Zappa. He's doing great. Got a nice touring career, and
Catch him nightly in Branson, Missouri.
well, not quite. Let's see. He's our age roughly. He's about to hit the old 50.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's younger than us?
Yeah, by September, so like a month younger
wow.
than you.
Okay.
Yeah, September 5th. So it's coming right up. Anyway.
Cool.
Valley Girl means something else in the Salt Lake City area. No, we knew what it was. We knew it was an LA thing. We just hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I don't want to speak for anybody else. I thought it sucked.
Does it mean something different? Are you saying, or you're saying that?
I'm saying it doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Like to say because whenever you say
because you live in the valley,
we live in the
Salt Lake
valley.
City's
Yeah,
in the valley.
same thing. But we didn't have Valley Girls, like a different kind. When we heard the song, we were like, "Oh, that's an LA girl thing," and they all say that and gag me with a spoon. Oh my gosh, dude, that's
Gag me with a spoon. I forgot about that.
That's so bad. It's so bad. All right, we're gonna take a break. Well, I forgot to tell you, this guy, he
the French
hoverboarded
one,
across the English Channel, and on what is he made it. It's a Flyboard Air, which is a jet-powered hoverboard. Now this thing's
So
legit.
this really is a hoverboard, not like those stupid two-wheel things that catch on fire.
No, and this is one that would take you across huge bodies of water, which is what he's done.
Gotcha.
He's gone over the English
Right.
Channel. If you look at that picture there, here, chat, you guys can see it.
I'm gonna look at that picture.
He's got his name on it. Zapata,
Oh,
right on front.
Look
of it.
at that, which is appropriate because it's on his feet like shoes.
Right.
And
It really is.
Zapata is Spanish for shoes.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so here he is. I'm looking at some video here. Oh, look at that. That's
God,
awesome.
he really is the real life Green Goblin.
Yep. It is Green Goblin-y, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's him going clear across the channel or leaving. Wow, that would have ended World War II to see that guy come over there while they were all fighting there in the channel. Just to have that guy fly over there in his hoverboard. That would have.
No kidding. That is really God. Why? Yeah, we need to get him an actual Green Goblin costume. Get him some pumpkin bombs, and
Yeah.
I'll get you a Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, look at him.
That is cool. That is really cool.
Isn't that cool? That makes me
Yeah.
think that the French are awesome. That makes me think.
When are these going to be commercially? It seems like having these be commercially available probably is a bad idea, but I still want one.
Matuba says it's fake. How do you know it's fake, Matuba? That looked like real video to me. And it's on The Verge. It's not like The Verge puts parody up. It doesn't matter what anyone does in this world. Someone's going to say,
No,
fake, photoshopped.
Helicopters had wires, he says.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Sidian, the French are always inventing haphazard and impractical ways of flying. Matuba says it's a Chris Angel trick. All right, whatever, buddy. Let's take a break. When we come back, Making Things with Bill. We haven't had Bill on in a while. We actually didn't have Jury last week, so we missed a Tuesday episode. But
Yeah,
they're coming
we
back
got a
today.
lot of anger to catch up on.
Well, I think today will be more like we've had some additional
Right. We've had some new debates.
New debates. Who's on top now? In the midst of these shootings, who's like getting all the headlines? And right now, it feels like Beto is.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
because he's
I can't wait to talk about this.
Because he's getting all fired up. He's getting all fired up and swearing.
Oh no!
Yeah,
swearing Beto.
People like it. They're like, that's the kind of anger we need. And like, well, okay,
it's the blue Beto.
The blue Beto. All right, we're gonna be doing all that in a minute, but we need a song first. So what do you got for us?
Well, the Australians are out there, but they're too busy identifying knives and putting beetroots on things to invent a hoverboard. However, they are providing some great music. Jason Winston is one of those people. He's releasing his second single. And he's been inspired by folks like Frank Ocean, SZA, Troye Sivan, Drake, and James Blake, combining music making music that combines dance, pop, contemporary R&B, and this is ahead of his brand new album. His brand new album. When is it coming out? I don't know, but this is his second single, which just came out last Friday. It's called Yarra, Yarra. And this is Jason Winston.
Enjoy, everybody. We'll be right back.
Sound to me you've been reading a lot of newspapers printed in Washington, D.C.
Delicious.
The Morning Stream. It's what's in the yogurt.
Man. There is the youngest baby-faced Tom Merritt in this "What's the Baby Using" video.
Oh yeah, he's just got a cute little round little muggin.
Really does.
Yeah.
Gonna put a link here in our Discord.
08 Merritt is different than 2019 Merritt.
It really is. Yeah. There's a young Tom Merritt for you.
Let's take a look here. Oh, file's uploading, it says.
Still uploading.
No, that's fine.
Jeez, how long does it take to... because I've turned off...
the syncing?
Yeah, and I'm not going to start now because it's going to sync all the freelance I did yesterday.
We should just drag the screenshot.
I'll just drag it in. That's what I'll do. I'm going to do that, Scott. I'm going to do that.
Make Discord do the heavy lifting.
Exactly. Lift this, Discord.
This, you jerks.
If you can, you
dweebs.
You boobs.
You boob.
Here you go.
All right.
Look at that young Tom Merritt right there.
Oh my gosh. How is that even Tom?
I know.
Oh man.
So cute.
He's such a cutie. Just want to kiss him on the forehead.
Yeah.
That's where I met him for the first time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would have too, yeah.
Yeah, first time. I think for a lot of us, it may have been the first time we met Tom. I don't know. I was with Veronica in some bar, and she says, "Oh, you should meet Tom Merritt." And I said, "Oh, there he is." And I shook his hand, and that was the beginning of a long relationship that still persists to this day.
Holy cow, Patrick Beja is in this too.
Yeah, he's a baby face as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rode my van.
Did he really?
He did, yeah. We had a Honda van at the time. We drove it.
Because I remember you got sick and you couldn't make the...
so sick, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have not been that sick in so long. In fact, I've yet to be that sick again. I was so sick in 08. It was so bad that weekend. But yeah, I had for a brief while, I had Patrick in my van. Yeah. I had, who else was in the van? Somebody else with Patrick and I were in the van. I can't remember. He was traveling with somebody.
Oh, not Sebastian, because Sebastian was still there.
Sebastian was there too, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was here at the thing.
Yeah.
Or in Vegas for the.
I think
thing.
he was only.
He bought me a fanny pack, so I told him, "Hey, I need something," because he wanted to kind of help out with the Coverville 500.
Mm-hmm.
And he was great. He was a super huge help, and I brought a lot of my friends. Crazy Neighbor was there.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing tickets. Crazy Neighbor and his wife, and my buddy Chris Brown worked the merch booth and was selling Coverville T-shirts and all that.
Yeah.
And Sebastian's like, "Hey, Brian, what can I do? Let me help." And I said, actually, I need something, because we're going to be selling some tickets at the door. I need something to be able to put the money in. I don't want to just shove it in pockets and have it be unwieldy. He says, "I'm on it." And he disappeared. And he came back sweaty because it was hot in Vegas.
Yeah.
He came back with a fanny pack, a bright silver fanny pack with the words Las Vegas written all over it in equally shiny writing.
Perfect. Perfect. He just ran
That
up
works.
to the nearest CSV or whatever, or
Exactly.
CVS.
That probably not even that. He probably just got out to the Bally's logo store. He probably didn't even leave the leave the hotel.
That's
He
awesome.
got it at the logo store and just bought it.
Yes, J.K. Grammer, Vine star Chris Brown. That's who he means.
That's right. That's exactly who I'm talking about. He's also in that "What's the Baby Using" video at the very end.
Yep, you get to see the actual Chris Brown, not the one that punched Rihanna in the face.
That's correct. And
which was not cool.
he'll be there in Vegas this weekend with me.
Oh, that's good. So,
Yeah.
Celebrate with your old pal Chris Brown.
My old pal Chris Brown.
All right, we're gonna get Bill in it to win it.
Bill.
And oh, here we go.
Hey, everybody, make way for Willie.
Make way for Willie, indeed. It's Bill Duran, all the way from PunishedProps.com. What's up, buddy? What's going on?
Good morning, friends.
I feel like I haven't talked to you in a long time, but it's only been a week. Well, I guess it's been 2 weeks since we talked to you, right?
Yes, actually, yes. Last week was good. My flight back from New York was delayed a day, so I would have missed TMS anyway.
Oh, it's a bummer. What were you in New York for? Is there events or something? What's going on?
Harborfest.
Oh,
kind of a big deal.
right.
If you're from Oswego, New York, which I am.
Yeah.
I was visiting family and sailing sailboats, racing sailboats, that is. And,
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a good
Wow.
time.
Oh, I saw the photos of you online, and yeah, super cool.
Did you do so? Wait, did you race? Like you're out there racing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's
Doran family tradition, racing sailboats out on Ontario Lake Ontario, however they call it.
Yeah.
You and my dad both.
Awesome.
Or your family and my dad. My dad's a big sailboat racer.
That's awesome.
Do you know what type of boat he sails?
He does. He used to sail a Star class, and
Those are cool.
now he has a cruiser, and I can't remember the exact model, but it's a 16-foot cruiser where you can go inside and sleep inside.
Ooh,
might be
cool.
more than 16.
16's a little small, yeah.
That's a little small. Yeah, it's probably. I guess the Star was even longer than 16 feet.
I mean, some people say that 16 feet is more than enough. Fine.
It's really more what you do with those 16
Right,
feet that
right.
makes the difference.
Right. It's the girth. It's the girth.
That's right. Exactly.
So hold on a second. If you ever have a day where there's zero wind, what do people do when there's a race all set up and you're like, oh, well, there's no wind today. I guess we can't have a race. Goodbye, everybody.
You sit still a lot, and that happened on last Saturday. We did not have very much wind, so we did a lot of sitting. Interesting. And not moving.
Yeah, but would you just have to wait for a gust and then you're good? You're good to go.
Yeah, and if conditions get bad enough, they'll cancel the race. But.
All right, that sounds like a fun time. Well, it's good to have you here and good to have you back. I know you've been busy at work doing cool stuff in the making world, because that's what you do here on Tuesdays. We come on here and talk about it. Tell us what you got going on right now.
Well, last week I finished a big old project, put up a video for it. We spent about a month working on this. It's the Fat Man mini nuke launcher from Fallout, and I made it so that it launches mini nukes. Whatever else you put in it.
So this is, I've seen a photo of you making a really good face. Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah.
That is my favorite face you've ever made. Nice work on that alone. All right, well, tell us about it. What were the challenges, and does the actual missile you made some months prior, does that actually fire from that thing?
Oh, it sure does, Scott. Let me tell you about it. I built the whole thing around the mechanism for shooting stuff, and I made it out of the 2020 extruded aluminum rails that people use to make 3D printers.
Okay.
They have channels carved in each side of them, so attaching things to it makes it really easy. I was able to use a pair of those rails to make sort of a runway for my mini nuke launching mechanism, or anything else I want to put in it. And I built a little sled that goes on those rails, and my mini nuke rests on that sled, and it shoves it downrange.
Wow.
The whole thing is powered by a pair of surgical latex tubing, so it's very much like you would make a slingshot. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that stuff is great for those slingshots that could like go over a building,
It's
firing a water balloon.
Yeah, it's a little scary. There's a lot of oomph.
Yeah.
It works really well. I made a little trigger mechanism and everything for it, and it doesn't shoot it super far, but it does it in a very satisfying arc.
Well, the game. My memory of that gun in the game is that it doesn't. There's not a lot of distance on it. It is you sort of have the same problem, and you kind of have to lob it.
Exactly.
The game. Yeah. So that sounds about right.
The fins and everything on it actually made it so that it sails in a nice arc. It doesn't topple or tumble. The only thing I would have liked is if it whistled.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't figure out how to do that. I might try and do that in the future. Add like a little whistle inside the nuke so that when it flies, it does a.
Yeah, there's those Nerf footballs like have a thing.
Yeah.
Some of them have a thing that can do that, where just the air traveling through the center of it can cause that or whatever. Yeah.
So that may be an upgrade in the future. Other than the aluminum rails I used, I also used a lot of EVA foam, as I am wont to do. There's some 3D printed parts in there and some styrene plastic for parts that need to be a little bit more structurally sound. The EVA foam is great for making everything look correct, but if it has to hold up its own weight, sometimes you got to use something a little more sturdy. So I use plastic.
How do you know? This is maybe a question that applies to almost everything you do, but how do you know in this process things like distance of the tubing? I mean, how to hold it in? Hey, I know pull ties. Okay, cool. Is that the right length? Like, how do you know all that? Like, and so that when you fire it doesn't just go flying in your face or explode or whatever.
Yeah. So a lot of trial and error went into putting this thing together, but I've also watched a lot of the Slingshot channel. And that guy has done these things so many times. He knows exactly how to make it work correctly. So I just took a lot of pages out of his book.
Wow. All right.
It's true that we stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah. But I mean, if give me an idea of how much trial and error happens here. I think that's valuable to people to know, because in the video, obviously, you're going to edit for clarity and whatever. But like, how long did it take you to actually figure out that that's the right amount of tubing, that's enough tension, blah blah blah?
Yeah. So what's cool about these rails that I used is I was able to build it in a way that I could adjust a lot of that stuff on the fly. So the surgical tubing attaches to the sled on one end, and on the other end, it attaches to part of my launcher so that when you pull it, it stretches. The opposite end, I can move that anywhere along the rail, increasing or decreasing the tension. I just loosen it, slide it back along the rail, and tighten it again, and the surgical tubing has more tension on it. And I was able to tinker with that until I got just enough power without it sending the ordnance end over end. That was my goal. So I could still amp up the damage if I wanted to fling it further, except that it would cause an unsatisfactory flight path.
Right.
So yeah, basically I designed it in a way that I could mess with the settings on the fly to get it just right.
Would there be anybody who would stop you at a con for taking this in? Is this one of those guns? They would? Okay.
Definitely. Without a question.
Okay.
No, but I could take that sled and the rubber band off, and then it's a perfectly inert prop.
Yeah, then then won't fire anything. But the fact that it would actually launch a projectile, no matter how slow or unwieldy, that's a no-no, I guess, right? At the door.
Yeah, and I always recommend whenever anyone's bringing something they think might be slightly questionable, whatever convention you're going to, just go read all their rules. And if they don't have rules, it's worth reaching out to them and asking.
Also, if they don't have rules, I guess it depends how big they are. You know, if they're small, some kind of small con may not have rules yet, I guess. The way that stuff works.
Usually by the second year, they have a lot of rules.
Yeah. Oh, look at you using
They do the
foam.
first year, and they're like, oh, we should have a rule for that.
There's all this, so I assume, I haven't skipped ahead to look, but the finish work here sounds like a lot of the techniques you've talked about on the show before to create rust and age and all that.
So on this one, I used real rust, which was super, super fun, and it totally looks the part. So I used some oxidizers and some metal paints to get the real rust on there, and that was probably the most fun part because science does all the work.
Yeah. Are you going to sell this one or keep it?
I'm keeping this.
Yeah. That one looks like a keeper to me. I'd put that on a wall.
I can't tell you the last time I actually sold a prop. I keep them all.
You would make so much money on this one. There are Fallout fans out there that would give you $5,000 for this or more. I think so, man. I'll bet you.
Well, I don't not believe you. I also think I'd rather have the prop.
Yeah. See, I know, that's good. That's good to know.
I spent a month on that thing.
No, I mean, for real, like, it's one thing to do a commission, but it's another thing to do a thing where you just put your heart and blood into it, and then you don't want to just not have. Yeah, you worked hard on it. You should keep it.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't have a Jim Raynor gun, John or Scott. I don't know why I called you John.
I do.
Who do you think this is?
I have one, Larry. I have one. Right over here.
I know you do.
And it's one of my favorite things I ever got.
You do. You see my problem?
Yeah, I love that thing. I will cherish it always. I also have the what do I have? The Mass Effect one. I have the Mass Effect pistol as well.
Okay, I have one of those.
Yeah,
so I'm good there.
Love that gun. Anyway, well, this is great. As usual, you can find this build and all the other cool stuff Bill has going on over at punishprops.com and his YouTube channel. You always like to leave us with a little something extra. What do you got this week?
I sure do. I'm dropping a link in the old chat there to my buddy David Picciuto. His channel is called Make Something. He did a fun video on kerf bending wood.
Kerf.
And you use a table saw to cut a bunch of slots in the back of a piece of wood, and then you can bend it around corners. It's a really neat technique.
Oh, look at that.
You can do this with, I've seen some 3D prints where you can do this too, and it's just kind of, it's surprising, like, all right, here's a piece of plastic, but I'm totally bending it. Just got to get it super thin and kerf the crap out of it.
How does that work?
Kerf the crap out
That's crazy that even works.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, because what's the stuff bending on the outside? Is that not
wood? Right. I mean, it's still solid wood on the outside.
Yeah,
but
it's just
go super thin.
Okay.
Yeah, and each part of the wood that's bending is only bending a little bit.
Wow. And I could see. Well, his use case is what for this? What's he going to use it for? Just
he's making a coat hanger, I think.
Oh, fancy.
Like a little thing for your entrance to put your coat on, and it kind of bends around above the mirror. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool. That's like physics. That's like practical physics is what that is.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. All right. Bill Duran, as always, it's a pleasure. Chinbeard on Twitter. You can find him there. And, of course, punishprops.com. Have a fantastic week, man.
Take care.
May the wind always be in your sails. All right. Oh, yeah. Just in time.
Just in time.
Yep.
Betty never hears that one.
Nope.
We talk about that every time.
Nope. Probably not. I mean, I like the jury duty part. So we'll stick with that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's this theme.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Justin Robert Young, all the way from O-Town, California, Oakland, that is, joining us once again right here on the morning stream. Justin, welcome.
I guess it could be Oxnard.
Oxnard, sure. Wait, is that a place? Is that
Oxnard is a town in Southern California. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oxnard is also just a single testicle from an ox. Right?
That's right.
Oxnard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oxnard is a delicacy here in Colorado.
No, it's actually the plural too. It's like how the plural of Guinness is Guinness.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, okay, but it would be Oxnards then, though, right? Because it may be one ox.
That's uncultured and quite frankly,
really.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
To the ox community.
Rocky Mountain Oxnards, Brian. That's what you get in Colorado.
Right. Right.
Hey, Justin, it's good to have you here as always. Figure this is you just came back from Gen Con. First of all, how'd that go? Things went well for you?
You know, Gen Con was a different experience this year because we didn't sell the game. We have a publisher now, and so there's a booth where people can buy it. So number one, it was not the normal, like normally Gen Con's kind of a grind. Like you show up and then we sit and I sell and I do the demo over and over and over and over again. We sell a fair amount, and this time we had 2 talks, but we didn't sell. So the talks were really, really good. Met some Frog Pants people out there, and unfortunately, really the only bummer was I didn't get a chance to do one of my favorite things at Gen Con, which is hang out with Dan, the tabletop man, and some of the other crew that hangs out on Sunday nights.
Oh yeah, John Funk and Eric was there. A whole bunch of those guys hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, and I've done that the last few years, and I love doing it, but. You want to know? I had this moment on Sunday when I just looked at the rest of my schedule because I have 3 more conventions before the end of the month. And I was just like, you want to know what seems like the coolest thing in the world right now? Getting home tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a point at which, either you do it too much or you're just too old to enjoy it as much as
if you got 2 or 3 of those going on.
I love it. Like the activity is something that's really, really fun, but it's always we're hanging out late. My flight would have been at 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and at that point, you're kind of like low key, kind of nuking your Monday, considering I'm flying out on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, so I don't know. What if I just take a road trip back and not do any work?
Sounds okay to me. Well, all right. Well, it's good to have you here as always. I know that during all of that, or in between all that, you've had to soak up a lot of political stuff. I know that we're now done with what, second round of or is it third round of debates?
Second of 10
debates
that will happen throughout the primaries if necessary. And really the big key that I've been joking about on the Politics podcast is that now is the time that the campaign undertaker starts reaping souls.
Oh no, because you got your low ender didn't quite make the debate raffle, or their points are so in the zero that you can't see them anymore. Like those people we're going to get announcements soon, is what you're saying.
Well, very specifically because the DNC knew that there were 1 million people running.
Yeah.
Right. So instead of having some kind of like very arbitrary, like, all right, well, make sure you are on the ballot in the state and you raise X amount of money, they made fairly stringent debate qualification floors.
Yeah.
And for the first one, they were, tough to make, but not impossible. And that's why you had 20 people up there. For round 3 and 4, you have to have 130,000 individual donors. And you have to qualify at 2% in 4 polls, although not the same maker of the poll twice, to get on the stage. And this has to happen before the October debate the September debate. The problem is that there's a lot of guys that just are not close. In fact, you could see up to 7 of the people that you saw on television that will be victims to the campaign undertaking.
Well, like, but it's, especially with this broad Hickenlooper's out of there.
Hickenlooper's on the chopping block. Bennett too.
Yeah, but it's because you have such a broad base, or a whole bunch, so many people running, right? Like that's just normal statistics.
Yes, and the individual donor thing is unique.
Yeah.
We have not seen that before, and what you're seeing is something very, very fascinating. In fact, I'm sure people who are engaged in politics that are also on Facebook will notice that you're getting, or on YouTube, you're getting a lot of digital ads. You're getting a lot. For me, it's Kirsten Gillibrand. I swear
she's
to God,
everywhere on mine. I've noticed that too.
If I open my eyes in the middle of the night, I'll see Kirsten Gillibrand with a whiskey asking me to give her $1. But this is kind of a fascinating thing because, and for business people, you will kind of get this, but there is in business cost, customer acquisition, cost for customer acquisition. And basically that's how much money do you pour into ads for one person to become a customer of yours. There was a report a few weeks ago that said that some of these campaigns were spending up to $40 per customer acquisition. Basically, for every $1 donation that people are getting, they're spending up to $40. This is a gigantic money churn for these candidates that really is kind of eroding the way that you would traditionally run if you were a 1%, 2% kind of candidate, which is just move to Iowa or move to New Hampshire and just spend all your money doing town halls and house parties and memorizing the name of everybody's dog. That's usually the way you did it, but we're so fixated on the debates and they're so gigantic that if you are not on that debate stage, your campaign's dead.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
So now you have these people that are like spending all their money that they would have otherwise done the frugal way. They're burning their money so they can have the opportunity to then be frugal at some point in the future.
Do we know if the ratings for these have been astronomical or have delivered in that regard in terms of viewers and stuff? I mean, I'm sure they've been big, but I guess I haven't heard if they were what people expected.
They have not been like as big as the Republican debates in 2016, but they have been about on par with the Democratic debates, but they're splitting it over 2 nights. So basically, you're getting about the same rating. Oh, Dr. Bird's here.
Oh,
You're getting about the same rating for that you would have gotten when it was Bernie Hillary, but you're getting it twice each night. So it's like kind of double. It would be interesting to see if all of them were on stage at the same time, if even just because it would look like some kind of stage musical with 20 people on stage.
I mean, I would probably be interested if they were doing that at all.
It would just be show of hands. Who feels this way?
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Next.
Show of
Well,
hands.
they banned those. They banned those in the second and third debates. The debates that we just saw in Detroit. They banned them because some of the candidates were upset that they felt that the questions were not clearly worded, and so they were raising their hands for things that they didn't realize. Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
So
one word answers were banned, and raising your hand was banned.
Oh, interesting. Well, those hand raisings, there's such a not Photoshop. There's such an opportunity for people to just like glom on it and go, look how everyone raised their hand for this thing. If that's what you want to be, like, it feels like it's just a dangerous thing to do anyway. Like, just don't raise your hand.
I actually kind of like it. I think that the problem was that when NBC did it, their questions were stupid. Like, they asked, one of them was about the private health insurance. And it was, the way I heard it is actually the way that I think Kamala Harris heard it, which was, would you give up your private health insurance for a government-run health insurance? And she raised her hand. But I guess the way that it was actually worded was, will you ban private health insurance for like a Medicare for all option? And that's one of the divides there in the Democratic Party. Right?
Sure. So, all right, I got a question for you specific about Beto O'Rourke, and that is this. He seems to be the loudest, most incensed, and sweary of the candidates since the shootings. And do you think that kind of thing I'm not, this isn't me questioning whether it's genuine or not. What I'm saying is, does that help him become one of those that doesn't have to go to the, as you put it, the campaign undertaker or whatever?
He's actually already qualified for the next two debates, despite the fact that his polling has been in the toilet. He was doing well enough at the point that things were qualified that he's fine for the next round of debates, the debates 3 and 4. Here's Beto's problem. Number one, he sucks, and number two, I know, Deebs, right? But number two, he's number one, he's a resident of El Paso. I very much can understand his rage. He was the former congressman that covered El Paso. So this means a lot to him, and I can understand that. But politically, here's the problem. He made a big point. His latest rebrand, aside for apologizing for previous rebrands, which has been his last rebrand. All right, Deebs, you're really just talking about politics. Huh?
Deebs. Love it.
Yeah.
Aside, like, his newest rebrand is, I can get elected in Texas. So if that's your pitch of, hey, look, I might not be your favorite, but if I'm close enough, then I can help redraw the map, maybe not even just for me, but for the rest of time. If Texas can be blue, then we have a whole new electoral college reality. But if he wants that to be the case, there's like one issue that he can't go all in on, and that's gun control. Because even Democrats in Texas have to tiptoe around gun control because Texans love their guns.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then this is something that's gotten, I think, has shown a little bit more of a raw side of Beto, and actually in a weird way, I think it's focused him a lot more. So he's not just this like rambly cloth puppet just being shaken in front of a camera. And so I think that's revealed a more concise side of him, but this is not an issue that he can really go in on.
Right. It's interesting. So give us a prediction. Next debates are when, and who do you think walks out there?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who are the 8 that have qualified?
Here, wait, hold on. Ask me literally any other question, and then I'll
sorry.
All right.
With actual.
I mean, we could probably guess 5 of them.
How many? What is the average butt cheek count of an average human?
I would say At 1.5.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, he said literally anything, so I thought,
Literally, yes.
let's throw whatever I had at him.
Yes, hold on. I'm trying to find this. Man, there was a really, really good Wikipedia about this, and now I can't find exactly which
Sorry,
is.
I should have prepared you.
Let me answer a chat room question. J.K. Grammer says, "I'm confused. Does Jury like Beto or not? It doesn't. We're not here to talk about who we like. That's not what we do."
Yeah.
No, look. Here's my Beto.
But he also is doing LOL. He's joking.
Oh,
so-
okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, look. I thought Beto ran he ran 80% of a really, really good campaign against Ted Cruz.
Mhm.
I think as soon as he kind of hit choppy waters, his campaign sort of fell apart. I think his finish was among the worst that I saw from a big ticket midterm campaign. The idea that he ran for president was a laughably terrible idea from the moment that it was being rumored and the fact that it happened. I mean, the only reason why he ran for president was because he raised $70 million to run against Ted Cruz in the midterms. That's like presidential campaign money, right?
Mhm.
So he obviously tapped into something. And so all of a sudden, as soon as you're making a lot of money, a lot of people are going to be around you saying, hey, you should run for president. And he's kind of done exactly what you might expect.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him, I suppose. But we'll see how it goes. All right, you have your list.
Did you come out feeling any more favorable about anybody during the last debates? I don't think we've spoken since then.
Kamala Harris bummed me out. I don't think she would have came out swinging like I thought she might. I still like Buttigieg, but it's just because I like him.
Mhm.
It's a good dude. Seems like super genuine and cool, and
It does.
there's some people who have called me out, said, he's the only difference between him and Trump is he's gay. I'm like, nah, really?
I mean, that seems a bit. I mean, like Trump's
Extreme.
not like a lot of politicians, even in his
No.
own party. Like, so he's. I think there's a lot of things that you can pin on Buttigieg. Sometimes I think he can come off a little bit too robotic, and I think that he is somebody that, when he's at his worst, comes off a little like Clinton triangulate-y. But by and large, look, my mom loves him. My mom's like a big Buttigieg fan.
Oh yeah, my mom too. She couldn't be more excited about him. But here's the funny thing about all of this that's helped me realize something, and whether I don't know what I do with this information, but it's helped me realize something, and that is that a lot of these guys and gals are very robotic and sometimes look exhausted. And I think if I was up there, I would be exhausted. I would hate this. It would seem like a ton of work. It would be too much. It would be not worth it. And I feel that sometimes from some of these candidates. And then I realize part of the reason Trump did so well in his primaries and eventually gaining the presidency was because he's happiest in there. So that pressure and that weight and that stuff and that milieu and that whatever, that's whether he's good at it or he sucks or he's a piece of shit or any of those things don't matter. I mean, they do, but when I'm for the context of what I'm talking about, they don't matter in the context of who's the most comfortable in the constant meteor shower that is the camera and that attention, and it was him.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about that before until I watched these recent debates and went, yeah, no one has that. No one else seems to be doing that. And it worries me as somebody who doesn't like Trump, but that's just normal politics probably. He's just like a weird anomaly. Anyway.
Trump was?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how much I want to get into it, but I'm doing a whole thing about about the fact that Donald Trump kind of saw television and cable news in a way that not a lot of people did before, and saw Twitter in a way that not a lot of people did before. And that is undeniable. Now, does anybody kind of show that promise out of this group? I wouldn't say that no one's mastered something in the way that like Trump mastered Twitter from even before he kind of announced, but that's rare. I mean, like the idea that somebody would do like that, I think it's happened twice in the last 100 years.
Yeah, and by master, I think it's important to make it because I it's not like we're saying he's so adept. He approached it and went, yes, 5D chess. I will take over Twitter and make it my own. Like, we don't mean that. He's just got a natural way of getting on there, saying a bunch of shit, dividing everybody into pieces, and having everybody either double down or go hard, and sometimes go hard backfires. Like, it's just a...
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, look, he just knows how media works. Like, and it doesn't matter whether or not there's intelligent design behind it, because media doesn't respond to precise, delicate engineering instructions, right? It responds to loud noises, and he's good at creating loud noises.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, I got some people here that are about to be visited by the Undertaker.
Oh, fantastic!
Okay,
Let's
all
hear
right,
those names.
list,
Yeah,
yep.
see what
All right. Hickenlooper, who, by the way, there was a web registry that kind of showed that he's already pivoting to running for Senate in Colorado.
Sorry, we gotta have the right music. All right, go ahead.
No. You got to give me the Undertaker theme.
Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah. Oh, you don't?
No,
Here,
I
hold
don't
on.
do wrestling.
All right, hold on, wait. Play the Undertaker theme. All right. Kill yours. There we go.
All right. Oh wait, whoops. Sorry.
Why are you playing yours?
Sorry, no,
louder?
I didn't mean to. That's an accident.
All right, here we go. Hickenlooper, he is done. He has less than 13,000 individual donors, and he has only one qualifying poll. Bennett's got 28 and 0 qualifying polls. Again, they got to get to 130 within a month.
Oh, wow.
Bullock has 17, 0 qualifying polls. He's toast. De Blasio, 7,000 and 0 qualifying polls. He's toast. Gillibrand's got 77,000, so she'd have to almost double what she's done up to this point, and 0 qualifying polls. She's probably done. Inslee's got around 110,000, but 0 qualifying polls. He's got an outside shot if he can pull better. Moulton, 14,000. He's toast. Ryan, 13,000. He's toast. Really, the big question is Marianne Williamson, who's got 111,000.
Oh, wow.
But 0 qualifying polls. If she can catch some polling magic, we might yet see more dark psychic energy up on that stage.
Wow.
Oh, that lady. She's been making the rounds lately. Like, she's getting stuff done.
Getting traction.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know about traction, getting attention, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want somebody that knows how to work the media, it's Marianne Williamson. She's written books for a very, very long time, and she knows how to talk to people. She can get on Oprah. She can go on the Today Show and be a good guest. She can feel more charismatic than almost anybody else on stage. Now, she's got a very specific kind of energy. She certainly has some interesting things that she's written in the past, up to and including stuff about, anti-vaxxing. But it's interesting. But if you look at that, that's Hickenlooper, Bennett, Bullock, de Blasio, Delaney, Gillibrand, Inslee, Moulton, Ryan, and then maybe Williamson. That's 9. Right? If it's Williamson, it's 10.
Where's Yang? Where's Yang at these days? He's still in.
Yang has already qualified for his individual donor threshold and thought he had 4 qualifying polls, but the DNC hit him with a not so fast. 2 of the qualifying polls came from the same organization.
Oh, yeah.
A niche.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to get his $1,000 check in the mail. Pretty excited about that.
Are you on the Yang gang? Are you not feeling the Yang gang?
I actually think he comes off as really smart to me, and I think his ideas are super interesting, even if a little sci-fi. But I'm also trying to train my brain to be a little more open to ideas like this, and he makes a very compelling argument. Like, it's hard not to listen to it and not, at the very least, see that it's something he's thought very hard about. He's not just throwing this out there as some liberal wackadoo idea that everybody, is just automatically, well, people are going to hate it no matter what. But, like, they're conceptually, I kind of get where he's coming from, and I want to hear more about it. I just think he's interesting. He's not super dynamic on stage, but I think he's interesting.
He's got a different energy. I think that he was at his best in his closing statements during the debate, where he kind of like broke the fourth wall and was like, hey, look, we're all in makeup saying these things that we practiced in a mirror for a while. This isn't a real conversation about America. This is why I think that we need to you kind of strip the veneer from the debates, which I'm a fan of. I always kind of like single issue candidates. Like, I like the fact that Eric Swalwell ran on gun control. I like the fact that Jay Inslee's running on climate change. And I like the fact that Yang is kind of way off the board, right? He's running on automation being a job killer, and that this is the only way that we can stave off the fact that there's going to be tremendous job loss. But he's got an interesting way of looking at it. So I don't know if I personally kind of align my politics with Andrew Yang, but I do like the cut of his cheek.
Yeah, and he's like a TED Talk that ran for president. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a weird way to think of it, but he is really he's like a TED Talk that said, you know what? After my TED Talk, I'm also going to run for president. That's how it feels.
I kind of like the idea that, look, there's a lot of very, very bold ideas that are coming out of this Democratic primary. I mean, if you look at who's up there, aside from Joe Biden, both Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are talking about things that are to the left of the traditional Democratic mainstream. Like these are bold comparatively. We are talking about, the abolishment of the private healthcare industry, which is like a multi-billion-dollar facet of the American landscape. Whether you think that is a good idea or a bad idea, there is no doubting the fact that it is a bold action forward. And so if there's a lot of people out here that are saying a lot of kind of bold stuff, then I kind of like the idea that somebody is saying something very bold that's like way off the board. Like nobody, there's no competition for the UBI corner. Nobody else is saying that this is something that they want to do.
No. So he's and I kind of hope that stays. So I guess we'll see. All right. Well, whether your list is right or not, we'll find out soon. When's the next debates?
Next debates are in September.
Okay.
So we will revisit that then. But just to give you a sense, here are the people that have qualified on both counts. Joe Biden, Buttigieg, Harris, Sanders, Warren, Booker, O'Rourke, Klobuchar. And then the ones that are on the bubble, just waiting for qualifying polls, Castro, Yang, Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay. Wish we had less names that were weird. I wish we had a couple of Joneses in there.
We need a President Stone.
Yeah, like a movie president.
Yeah.
Right? Like we
Bartlett.
don't. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we got pretty strong names. And Buttigieg obviously is like a wackadoo one, but otherwise it's they're all one syllable. Biden, Harris, Sanders, Warren, Booker. I guess O'Rourke is a little bit weird. Klobuchar's weird.
Of all those, you're right. Of all those names, actually, the one that's the most like a movie one is Warren. President Warren. What do we do? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it's Jason Bourne. Like I can just hear all that, right?
No, we had a Warren G. Harding.
We had a Warren G. Harding.
Oh,
yes.
right.
First name Warren. Yeah.
And then we also had a Warren G., the famous regular.
Nice pull. Deep cut. Wow.
Wow.
Justin, anything else going on this week that people should be keeping their eyes on? Seems like you've got your plate full, but there's always something, right?
Sure. Yeah. So, of course, right after this, I'll be talking more politics on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Justin R. Young. The Politics podcast rolls on. And then, all right, this is going to be a weird one. I'll be curious to see if I see any frog panters this weekend. Because if I don't go to a con each weekend, I'll die. I'm going to DEF CON.
You are?
I am. And I am there pretty much just to help my buddy Darren Kitchen run his Hack 5 booth. Okay. So, I'll literally just be selling Hack 5 wares at the booth. So, literally, if you want to come see me, you're going to have to come up to the Hack 5 booth and say hello.
What if I'm just staying down the street at the Mandalay Bay? And
I heard a rumor that you were going to be around Vegas. So, hit me up. We'll see if
Let's talk.
Yeah, because Brushwood's going to be there too.
Oh,
I know.
Cool.
I know.
DEF CON, this is the security con thing.
This is the con where you don't want to have your Wi-Fi on your phone set to auto join open networks.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your poop will get stolen in a moment's notice and be put on the wall of shame.
Yeah. That's that is the truth. Basically, everything that you see happen in Mr. Robot is talked about first at DEF CON.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I always like the controversies where somebody gets booed out of there because they came in with some kind of, I don't know, whatever, a beeper that picks up people's breathing rhythms or something, and they're like, boo, she's trying to hack us, boo. And they
that's everybody's like, everybody wants to be the cool kid.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to
I want to
hack.
have that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
No, yeah. If they see something that is like sniffing, then like if you're cool, maybe you get asked like, "Oh man, what kind of man in the middle attack are you running right now?"
Yeah. Night attack. That's what kind. All right. Well, Justin Robert Young, it's a pleasure. Justin R. Young on Twitter, of course. You can find him there. And everywhere else, Justin can be found. Have a fantastic week and be safe at DEF CON, will you?
See ya, boys.
Bye now.
See ya.
All right.
Very good.
There you
a
go.
little bit of echo, but I didn't want to say anything because I thought it might just be me.
No,
so I was
it's
like,
him.
"All right."
It's him. I kept it. I would mute him occasionally. That's why it would go away for parts.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it was. And I just didn't want to make him do anything. So
Sure.
I blame the bird. It's a shitty bird has did it.
Bird is it's the Deebs.
Always the bird. The bird is the word. All right. Quick email from a listener, and then we will get out of here.
We will get out of here.
We were get out of here. Here's the one from Tom Filler is his name. Tom Filler, I guess, is his name. It's a strange name. Says, hey guys, I really like your old men voices. Do you think, I guess that we played that thing yesterday.
The 2 bits.
Bits. Do you think you will grow into these naturally over time to where the impressions sound like the real thing? Yours in Buddha, Tom Filler. I don't know.
Like it's a natural progression, right? I mean, it is sure. You saw Jury's note.
Yeah.
Jury, for listening audience, Jury just said, next time tell me about the effing echo.
In all caps.
It wasn't so bad that I didn't find it bad enough to warrant the 3 or 4 minutes of, do you still hear it? Do you hear it now?
Oh, yeah.
How about this? Did this change it?
Yeah. It was totally fine. And when we would talk, I would mute Justin so we wouldn't hear the echo, and then he'd talk. We wouldn't talk most of the time.
Right.
So it only really affected us. We were talking at the same time. It's all good, Justin. I know you can change.
Okay.
It's an easy fix, he says.
Okay,
Easy fix.
all right, Jury. We'll have a drink. By the way, Jury, the crazy neighbors are coming with me to Vegas, and they'd be so
they'd
upset
love to meet him. Yeah.
They've met him.
They have met him.
Yes, we had sushi together at a place here in Denver the last time Jury was visiting for a Go game.
Yeah.
And we left the sushi restaurant. Jury called me over to his car, and he said something like, those guys are effing nuts, right? like for Jury to say those two are absolutely 100% crazy, right?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. No, that's great. It's so look at the opportunity you have by going to Vegas.
Exactly. So you and Schwood, we've got to figure out a way to get together and have a couple drinks.
I didn't know Schwood was going. Is he also at DEF CON? Is that his plan?
He is. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Cool.
That's I heard about Schwood going because Zula is gonna do some stuff with. He was saying, "Oh yeah, Schwood's gonna be in town, so I can join you for a couple things."
Oh, good.
But
he is the Vegas Sherpa after all.
He is the Vegas Sherpa, but he's going to be Sherping somebody else. I've got I guess I'm on my own to figure my way around that crazy mixed up town.
You've been Sherpa'd to the peak many a time.
I have, exactly.
Feel like you can do it on your own once in a while.
I can get from Mandalay to the stratosphere with my eyes closed at this point.
I keep teasing him about it, but I actually have something from Missoula that he's going to love that is very Vegas Sherpa related.
Nice.
But I got to finish it. All right, so there's that. Thanks for the email there, Tom Filler. If you'd like to send in your own emails, themorningstream@gmail.com. We encourage them. You have little comments like Tom, whatever, that'd be great. You can also leave us voicemails at 801-471-0462. And you can support us on our Patreon at patreon.com/TMS. We're now going to play a song to exit the building. Brian, do you have one?
Yes, we talked a little bit about this earlier, and so I'm glad to kind of be able to do this. Hey, Scott and Brian, writes our friend Audie. So I'm getting this in a little late for myself, but wanted to request a song for all the parental units out there whose kids are going back to school now. I've kept my 5-year-old twins all summer, and I'm so ready to have them finally back in school. I love them, but I'm ready to let someone else take care of them for the day. George Michael's Freedom is all that comes to mind at the moment, but anything you pick will be wonderful. I've missed you guys lately due to trips and vacation, and I'm looking forward to getting back onto the TMS rotation as well. Love the show, though. Audie.
He is a hell of an artist, by the way. Real good.
Audie is?
Oh, yeah. He's making us all look bad. He does a bunch of fan art for There Will Be Dungeons all the time. And it's I mean, he's legit. Like really, really
nice.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yep.
All right, so this is a little, the song Freedom. So there was the version by Wham that was just called Freedom, which is the I don't want your freedom, I don't blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then on his Listen Without Prejudice album, think that's the one. George Michael released Freedom 90, which was not really an updated version, different song, different lyrics, but kind of paid homage to the Wham song. And the video, by the way, if you've not seen the video in a while, it's an amazing slice in time video because it's every supermodel from that time period, from 1990. So you get your Cindy Crawford, you got Linda Evangelista, you've got oh my God, who else is in that? I don't think Kathy Ireland is in there, but it's like a who's who of supermodels of 1990 at the time.
Wow.
And I think they mess around, they burn the Faith jacket that he wore for the previous album, for the video for Faith.
Oh, right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yep.
So Freedom 90, here is a great cover. And this is the cover that you will need of this song. Because while the original is great, how about a German rockabilly cover of Freedom 90? This is by Dick Brave and the Backbeats. This guy sounds a little bit like Elvis, backed by the Jordanaires. It's so good. It's from the Dick This album from 2003. Here's Dick Brave and the Backbeats with Freedom 90.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
You're all a lot of hooey to me.
Bunch of hooey, see? Meh.
Oh, Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington. Yeah, it is what a great video that thing is.
I know, it's good,
And
right?
I want to say it was directed